I would have rather hoped for a yellow at the very end and stayed in the lead than playing it safe to make sure that I had enough fuel to finish the race.
So your dad, I think, had been going to the Indianapolis 500 since 1974.
Oh, I'm sure he's got,
then,
you know, shirtless photos to prove it.
and then all of a sudden his daughter's racing in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Why do you think it's still emotional for him when he talks about it?
Because he's super emotional. I think, you know, I mean, I'm the same way. But a lot of times before the Indy 500, I think he just can feel the gravity of the situation, the perspective, and, you know, would hug me before the race and would be welled up with tears in his eyes saying good luck. I'm like, Dad, stop. I got to keep it together. I got a job to do. But he's just an emotional guy, and he, you know, that's the fire in him. That's what makes him super out of control, angry at times, but also super emotional and sad, but grateful and happy at times. So that's just him. He's just loaded with emotion.
Danica Patrick going side by side with Weldon. She'll be the leader in turn number one.
My goodness, they're 3 wide, but Patrick's got the lead. Mira has jumped up to third. Danica Patrick out front of the 500.
I wonder if you still feel the same now, but you've been quoted before as saying not going for the victory in that first 500 was the greatest regret of your life. Why?
Well, because they're hard to come by. Period. And, you know, being experienced now looking back, like, I would have rather hoped for a yellow at the very end and stayed in the lead than, you know, playing it safe to make sure that I had enough fuel to finish the race. Like, much cooler to run out of fuel in the lead than it is to just drop back at the end. I mean, it was still a great story, but, you know, play the lucky dog card and, you know, hope for some luck where you can win the race. So anyway, I would have just banked on hoping I had enough or a yellow instead of just detuning myself.
And you even felt that way at the time, even given the history of it? I mean, you know, when the woman first qualified for the Indy 500, women weren't even allowed in the pits or the garage or the press box, and all of a sudden you're a hair away from winning it.
And of course, this is not what I knew then, which is why I didn't include it in the decision, but we didn't have the right systems in place to know exactly how much fuel was left, so I ended with enough for 2.5 more laps. So another, you know, that was just like the real information on how I could have, you know, made it. But
if you're just joining us, Danica Patrick, number 16, leads the 89th running of the Indianapolis 500. 187 men have done it, never a woman until today. Danica Patrick brings it across the yard of bricks one more time. Can she hold on? Can she conserve the fuel with 24 laps to go?